What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about Airbnb. So, you guys know how I love disruptor stocks, and Airbnb fits that category. So, I remember 10 years ago, Airbnb was not even on the radar, where if you wanted to go travel, you needed to book a hotel. Even though you had websites where you can actually book hotels instead of having to hire somebody to book it for you, it still wasn't convenient because the hotels had a monopoly on how much you would pay to stay in that hotel. Now, Airbnb is a disruptor, right? Because if I wanted to rent out a room in my home, I can do that. I can put it on their website, rent out my room for half the price, right? That's the advantage of Airbnb. And that's why I am very bullish on Airbnb for the future. So I'm trying to look at stocks that are going to be just like Tesla. So as you can see, Airbnb doesn't have a price prediction yet. People don't really know what's going to happen because it just IPO'd about a month ago. And as you can see, the price is all over the place, right? So I like to wait after IPOs, maybe about 3, 4 months for these companies to kind of get their feet in the water because I don't trust this, right? And I don't invest in SPACs either. I think companies need to have their foot on planet Earth, right? It can't be a SPAC and people start to hype it up. When they have their foot on planet Earth, and they see these ups and downs and they start to consolidate, whether or not you want to buy the stock. But outside of that, Airbnb is definitely a good buy in my opinion, because as I explained before, it's a disruptor, right? And you're going to see that in their earnings after the virus. So again, right now you cannot go to an Airbnb, or it'll be a little risky because what's going on in the economy, it's getting worse. But I say the summertime of 2021 is when we're going to start to see some changes. So Airbnb is definitely on my radar for the summertime to start to pick up. Their earnings is not going to be good for the next two earnings will not be good at all. So it makes no sense to buy unless you want to swing trade. So like, for example, we may see a movement upward because it's been bleeding out for the last week, right? So there may be it may be at the EMA line. I'm sorry, SMA line right now, right? So that indicator, I'm sorry, it's EMA. That indicator tells you whether or not it's at the average, right? If it's overextended, it's going to be above the EMA. If it's underextended, it's going to be under. And usually when that happens and the stock is still a good stock, it bounces off the EMA. I'm not sure if we're going to see that with Airbnb, but again, I think Airbnb is a great buy for the future because it's a disruptor like Tesla. So when I was putting my money in Tesla, I didn't do the research that people say you should do. You spend hours a day. No, I have other people do that for me, right? And I look at the vision. I'm a visionary. I like to think that I'm a visionary. I like to see the bigger picture on companies. And if you look at my quote unquote portfolio or resume, you see that I've been doing a good job, right? Picking the right stocks. This last stock is a free stock that I got for inviting somebody. But if you look at these top 6, they've been doing very well for the year. So I think that another stock that's going to be added to that is Airbnb, definitely. But again, right now it's not the best time to buy. I want to look for um, good earnings and profitability. Profitability may not happen for years out, but good earnings or good revenue top line will help investors kind of get a gauge on how Airbnb is going to grow for the future. So perhaps 120, maybe a price of 115 would be a good, safe place to buy Airbnb stock. The bottom was at 120. So, we'll see what happens there. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe.